Now you have all of your pattern pieces cut out, and it's time to start cutting your pieces from the felt. What you're going to use, there's a little cup of pins for each table. You're going to take the pins and you're going to pin through both layers of fabric in a few places around the edge of your pattern piece. Just so that it stays in place and it doesn't move while you're doing your cutting. Okay, that'll be pretty good. So then you're going to use the fabric scissors. Okay, do not even attempt to use the paper scissors on the felt because they will not work. Okay, so I'm going to use the fabric scissors, then I'm going to cut. I have 2 layers pinned together, and I'm going to cut carefully right around the edge of my pattern. Now you'll notice that as I'm cutting this out, I'm going to have some scrap pieces left over. If your scrap pieces are going to be large enough for someone to use to cut out ears or eyes or whatever pieces, we're going to put those over in the scrap box to keep. And this is a little bit tricky to do under the camera so that I'm sure that you're seeing everything that you need to see. Okay, so this is a pretty good size scrap that someone else might be able to use, so I'm going to put it in the scrap box. Now, I'm going to leave my pattern piece pinned right on until I get ready to actually sew. All right, so the next piece I'm going to cut out, I think, is my hair. So again, I would find a piece, and if there's a scrap piece big enough, use that. I'm going to put it as close to the edge as I can. I'm going to use my pins and I'm going to pin it on, and then I'm going to cut out around it. And this time, notice I only need 1, so I only have a single layer. So that's why you made those notes on your pattern pieces so that you know how many to cut. So that's the process that you're going to go through for all of your pattern pieces. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking some of these pieces are pretty small and they're going to be hard to pin on. Well, you're absolutely right. So what you can do is you can lay it on a piece of felt, take one of the thin Sharpie markers and trace around it, and then remove the piece and cut out around where you drew. All right? So that is the cutting process that you're going to do to get all of your pattern pieces cut out before we do any sewing.